I'm sure Joe Rogan was at the very top tier of content creators on YouTube and how much money he received. But he was making so much passive money from the videos that he had on YouTube that Spotify had to offer him a contract that would compensate him for the amount of money he was losing from YouTube. Think about things like this. So if you are company A, B, C, D, E over here, and you want to get creator F to come to your service, let's think about Twitch, like gamers. YouTube has often been a place for a lot of the various gaming videos. If Twitch wanted to get one of those gamers to come over to Twitch, they have to compensate them by offering them more money than what they can make passively on YouTube. And so it's going to make content so much more expensive for these streamers. And again, YouTube isn't paying anyone up front for any of this. So they have an obvious advantage in this process over all of the various streaming services. Because again, their biggest value is they make it super easy for individuals to get into the creator economy and monetize it.
The problem that companies like Netflix, who's squarely in the media game, Netflix is a content creator, so is HBO, so is Disney. These are IP people. And what they're betting with all their dollars is we create good enough content that it is worthwhile for you to continue subscribing over an indefinite amount of time, not for just this show, Game of Thrones, or this show, Cobra Kai, but indefinitely, because we're going to keep delivering this promise month over month. If you like us today, you'll like us a year and a half from now, 2 years from now. That's what they're basically trying to say. So they have to constantly invest in creating hits. YouTube doesn't have this challenge.
Yeah.
Because if you fail to that promise, Disney, HBO, you get churned. People just stop subscribing on a monthly. YouTube just basically says, I'm giving you a platform for you to be whatever you want. Not diminishing how hard it is, but they've already staked their flag in that sand. And I think they're riding that line very hard. If they failed with this Cobra Kai thing, trying to do IP and content, they learned very early on to get out of that business. The economics are very different.
So to your point of it being the king of the algorithms, it's not just that it's the king of the algorithms. So there's a lot of algorithms out there. It's the king of the personalized algorithm. This is an algorithm that truly has capacity to see my interest because I'm part of this larger ecosystem, larger Google ecosystem. And so the ads are much more tailored to me. So it's something like a fifth or an eighth of the price of a Facebook ad. When you start thinking about the scalability from the business side of things, is the part of an ecosystem that converts for me at a rate that's far cheaper than if I tried to utilize some of these other services. And I think that that's something very interesting about YouTube that other services just simply don't have. Because frankly, I don't understand how Netflix is going to justify $65 per 1,000 views, right? Because that's a really, really high number. That's not going to be the thing that's going to really make Netflix super successful.
I agree with your sentiment on the Netflix strategy. I foresee that this industry is going to become extremely saturated. This is probably a whole nother podcast on just the future of streaming in general. But I do think it was wise of YouTube to say, we're going to stay in the user-generated game. The economics are better. We're not going to have this ever-increasing $17 billion play. Just imagine who's in this game. Amazon is in this game. They just purchased MGM. Apple TV is in this game. Netflix is in this game. HBO is in this game. And what's going to happen is going to be large amounts of money exploding into this area of creating content with increasingly diminishing returns. How long can you really keep a customer based on that multi-billion-dollar investment? It's going to be diminishing returns just because the volume is there. Again, 500 hours of content on YouTube alone. I mean, YouTube's business is only going to go down when people dramatically decrease the amount of content they're uploading.